Number 12, Mary deposits $550 in a savings account and deposits $16.50 every month. The value of this account, V, is given by the function V equals 550 plus 16.5t, in which t is the number of months she deposits money into the bank. What is the range of this function? It's always a good idea when you're reading your word problems, whenever you run across something that tells you what a variable is, to make sure that that stands out so that you can find that easier, and also to underline what you're looking for. So T is going to be talking about time in months. That's also going to be like your X. Okay. Your value, V, they're saying value is V. So this is our value. And value is talking about dollars. That's going to be like your Y value. We want to know the range. So that's going to help us whenever we are looking for our range. We have our months. And we have our dollar amount. So range, if you don't remember, you can use Dr. X, Y. He says ID to go in, input, and output all the time. And again, time is not always your X value, but a lot of the time it is, so we put it there to remind you that you might want to look there first. So then we have this equation, and you can go type it in Desmos. The problem with this equation is if you then try to turn it into a table like we're used to doing, it doesn't like the T and the V. So something that we can do is we can change those letters to X and Y like we talked about down here. So I'm going to change these variables to X and Y. And now when I try to make a table, we can get our values. And you would need to do the same thing if you were using a TI-84. You would need to change those values to X and then a Y so that you could use that functionality on the calculator. So range is going to be talking about this Y column. And so we're going to go look at the Y column. And we're talking about what is the range. So let's go look at our Y values. And our Y values, we wouldn't use the negative. We would start at the 0 months. 0 is representing when you started the account. And then we would go, we can hit enter to show those other values. So at 0, we're at 550. And then our numbers, at 1 month, we have $566.50. There's no 0, but for money, we would add that. And then we would have $583, $599.50, and so these amounts are going up. So what I want to do is I want to keep looking at my Y column and then look at these answer choices. In my Y column, am I going 0 to 550? No. In my Y column are all of the values, that Y, are those all going to be greater than, bigger than, or equal to 550? There's equal to 550, and these are getting bigger. So this looks like that's going to be my answer. Let's check the other choices. Is the value less than, the little side, value littler or smaller than 550? Nope, we're not going down, we're going up, so that one's not true. And then would it be between 0 and 1650? No. So the answer is going to be B. We can also type in, for the next question, our equation. And you can type in that equation while I'm reading to you. Elaine is in the business of repairing home computers. She charges a base fee of $50 for each visit and $25 per hour. Remember, per hour. We do that trick where we put our X. $25 per hour for her labor. The cost, the total cost C of X, for a home visit and X hours of labor, is modeled by the function rule C of X equals 50 plus 25X. Elaine can only commit to a maximum of 6 hours to work of work to her business. What is a domain for the problem situation? So we have again our X and our Y, and it says X is talking about hours, and Y is talking about, where was it? They're not saying Y, they're saying C of X. And C of X is the same thing as Y. We're not going to get freaked out by that function notation. It just means the same thing as Y. Figure out your total cost, your output. So this is going to be dollars. So when it says domain, we're looking at our X column right here. We're talking about hours. And if you go back into the question, it says that she can commit to a maximum of 6. Maximum means the most. So that means 6 is going to be your highest number. What is the least that she can work? She can work 0. So we're looking at 0 to 6. If you typed these in on your Desmos, you can see a table starting, and that can give you some idea for your numbers. We're looking at this column. So we're looking for 0 to 6, not these, 0 to 6. And then we have to decide between choice A and C. So choice A is just 0, 1, 2, and then we've established our pattern 3, 4, 5, 6. So just those numbers. And this one is including decimals. This notation says that X is everything between 0 and 6. So that includes all those decimals. Can we work for a part of an hour? So is it just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Or can we put in there that we worked maybe 1.5 hours, or maybe even just half an hour, or maybe 4 hours and 20 minutes? That would give us a decimal also if we change that 20 minutes to a decimal. So can you work for part of an hour? Yes. So the answer is going to be C, because you can work part of an hour.